cold, wet, and raining out. Also, because it's like 10 o'clock, 10:15 at night, it's also dark. Yay! Actually, this segues nicely into what I'm going to talk about, which is place. I'd like to start out by saying that YouTube um, thinks that I'm in Great Britain and I'm accessing their servers via the UK. And I was thinking about how weird this was, and then I realized that I am in Morgantalaburque. I'm going to put that on the bottom. And that's interesting, yes. Um, in that it's a portmanteau of three places: Alabama, Morgantown, and Albuquerque. I'd like to start by let's take Alabama, the Alabama part of it. When I was in band, the first day of band camp, there was one. The first person that I met who wasn't a section leader was also an alto saxophonist, like myself. Um, and she came here. She came to the university from Rio Rancho, one of the high schools there, the new one. And I was like, "Hey, that's kind of cool, but you sound. It kind of sounds like you have an accent, but I can't really pick up on it. So where are you from otherwise?" She was like, "I'm from Mobile, Morgantalaburque." Uh, Also, I should paraphrase. I should phrase that by saying that I was born in Huntsville. Um, and yeah, that I was thinking that this is just an isolated incident. There's no way. I was discussing this with one of the TAs in my music appreciation course who didn't realize this, but was from a small town outside of Birmingham, about like 40, 42 miles, called Montevallo. I'm pretty sure I screwed up that name. And if so, I apologize to everyone. And then I was looking up my father just to see if this weird whole reverse white pages phone number lookup thing worked. And it does. I managed to find him. I also managed to find a different person with the same name who lived in Montgomery and Morgantown, which is where I moved here from. The Morgantown one is really interesting because it seems like there's a connection between West Virginia and New Mexico as a whole. For example, when I was in Morgantown as a student, there it was my ninth grade year in my honors English course. The person I sat next to all year was from Albuquerque. Yes, Albuquerque. It's that very small town that no one's heard about. No one famous is there. They have a university, I guess. They've got a couple of prisons. One's called the Metropolitan Detention Center, and one's called, I'm still not going to say the name of it. The third, and yeah, when I was in Cruces, Las Cruces, which I moved there after living in Morgantown, so I went there through my 10th through 12th grade years of high school. And then I moved up here for college. Well, while I was there, we had this really great manager named can't remember his first name, but his last name was White. So all the time whenever I had to go there, which was quite frequently because at the time my school was trying to get portables, and the neighbors were like, "No, this is going to increase traffic, and I am a giant squid of anger." But I kept on wanting to ask, "Hey, are you related to Pat White?" Pat White also being from Daphne, Alabama, so I was like, there might be a connection between Alabama here. Well, it turns out that he took a job up in Morgantown as the city manager up there. I was thinking about this really hard. How I just created this name out of nowhere, Margantalaburque, and my phone wants me to talk to it, but I don't feel like it. And one of the things was that I'm sure that there were more people from Morgantown than just myself, the person who shares the same name as Dad, and that. Turns out that the guy that they want to be the dean of the honors college at my university, which will remain nameless, um, is the dean of the honors college at West Virginia University, which is in Morgantown, West Virginia. I was thinking about all of this, and just this evening I was walking to the dining hall here called, well, I'm not going to say its name, it's like Lapo. Um, but I saw a person walking by, had a Cheat Lake Middle School cross country sweatshirt on. I was like, this is weird. Maybe it's not Margantalaburque, maybe it's Twilight Zone. And the Burke part comes from being in Albuquerque. So, yes, the too long didn't watch statement is I have no idea where I am anymore. I guess, excuse me, I guess America?